Hey y'all, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to count pretty much any kind of time signature. I'm going to go through a lot of the basic ones, I'm going to go through some odd ones, and then I'm going to go through what I like to call complex time signatures. So first, what is a time signature? Honestly, you can write any piece of music in any time signature and it'll make sense, but they kind of give us a little hint to make sure that we know how to count something. So what you'll usually see is you'll see two numbers. The number on the top is going to be how many beats is in that bar. A bar is just one musical phrase. And then the bottom number is going to be how long that beat is. So if you see 4/4, that means there's going to be 4 quarter notes in that bar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a couple of these just by going through them. I'm going to show you what I like to call regular time signatures, then odd time signatures, and then what I call compound time signatures, because you kind of stack two kinds of time signatures. We'll talk about it. But at any rate, first one is going to be 4/4. Which is 4 quarter notes, and what I'm going to do is on the first beat I'm going to do 2 hits with a stick, and then for each other beat I'm just going to, and so 4/4 would sound like this: 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And you're going to hear this in about 90% of music. It uses 4/4. It's all around just what you're going to be hearing the most of. Now, next we have 2/2, which it's the same duration as 4/4, but for some kinds of music, it's easier to count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then count 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. It just, you'll notice that as we get into some of these make it easier to count different kinds of music. So you'd want to write it as 2/2 instead of 4/4, but just know they're ultimately the same thing. So and then our next one is probably the second most common behind 4/4 is 3/4. And you hear this, it's going to be 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And you'll hear this in a lot of like jazz stuff or like old school kind of waltz things from like ancient times. It has that kind of waltzy kind of 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 kind of feel. Then our next one is 6/8. Okay, so this is 6/8 notes per bar. And if you're observant, you'll know that that's the exact same amount time-wise that 3/4 is, and you'd be right. But instead of counting it like we do with 3/4, where it's 1 2 3 1 2 3, we're going to be feeling 2 pulses per bar. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. And I think that's really cool. There's a lot of kinds of music that are going to be using that. There's a lot of styles where you'd want to count it that way. And once again, it's the same, but if you listen to a 3/4, a beat built around 3/4, it's going to sound a little bit different than one built in 6/8. And so you'll hear it in a lot of different styles of music. You'll hear it. It's probably the third most common, and I end up using it a lot for things that I do because I like the kind of feel it has, especially when you combine it with other rhythms, which we'll talk about later. All right, next we have odd time signatures, and I think these are kind of fun. It's because you take your regular divisible, something like 4/4, and you add something extra to it. So our first one is going to be 5/4, which is pretty much just 4/4, but we have an extra beat instead of something like 3/4 where we don't. So it's going to sound like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. And it has a different sound to it. It kind of has that weird kind of feel to it where you're like, I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool. So our next one is going to be 7/8. And so 7/8 is a lot like 6/8. Remember 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. it's going to be a lot like that. But instead of it being 6, we're going to add an extra one. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so on and so forth. It's got that kind of, it's got an extra thing. And you might not be able to hear it too well when I'm just playing it like this. But if you build a beat around those accented notes that I'm doing like this, you're gonna definitely hear that difference and you'll be able to feel it a lot too. Our next one is gonna be 9/8, which is a lot like 6/8 and 7/8 as it's got eighth notes instead of quarter notes. But I like to think of it as 3 groups of 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's a little bit different. I don't see it too often, but it's there. It's everywhere. I just don't listen to a lot of music personally that has it a lot, but it's in there. It's definitely in there. It's got a unique feel, and I just played it, but I'll play it again. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be all for our odd time signatures. Now let's look at some complex time signatures. And when I say complex, I'm saying take your regular time signature, take an odd time signature, and smush them together. And so I was contemplating a lot on putting 7/4 in the odd time signature category, but I decided to put it in here because I like to count it as a beat, a measure of 4/4 and a measure of 3/4, which gives it a really unique sound, and it sounds something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But you could count it as all 7. You could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just for me, I find it a little easier to break it up and think of it as alternating bars of 3/4 and 4/4. But that's just what makes sense to me. And usually when I'm in my DAW and I'm programming things, when I'm programming drums or whatever, I'm going to just put 7/4 in there and think of it that way instead of having to manually set each as 4/4 then 3/4 then 4/4 then 3/4. Because that takes a lot more time and I'm impatient. So it makes more sense for me to do it that way. I find it easier that way, but who knows? It might not work for you. But that's my method for pretty much counting any time signature is going to be just, if it's complex, break it down into something simple. And if it's simple, just use that method I gave you at the start. Beats at the top, the number at the top is how many beats, and on the bottom is the duration of the beats. And that's what I like to use for the most part for counting beats and time signatures. It makes my life easier, so I hope it makes yours easier too. All right, next we have 9/4. And so this is a lot like 7/4, except instead of doing a beat of 4/4 and a beat of 3/4, I'm going to be doing a beat of 5/4 and a beat of 4/4. And the order of these doesn't really matter. It could be a beat of 4/4 and a beat of 5/4, but that really depends per song, and you'll have to see. It's not universal, but it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that also, I keep saying it, but it's true. It's got a unique feel, and I would definitely encourage someone, if you haven't played around, like if you're a songwriter, and you haven't really played around with like anything outside of your 4/4s, 3/4s, 6/8s, I would really encourage you to throw something like this together and see where it sticks. Because, I mean, if it's not great, then just try again. I mean, that's kind of how it all is. Nobody started making something great. So, I mean, just give it a shot. Give it a shot, see where you land, and eventually you'll be making crazy stuff in like 11/8, which is going to be our next time signature. A song I've been listening to recently that has a lot of it. And that uses 11/8, pretty much the whole thing. There's a couple parts where it switches into 4/4, but for the most part, it's a measure of 6/8 and then a measure of 5/8. And that's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, you can definitely tell it's complex, just it has that complex kind of feel. And our last one I'm gonna do today is 13/8, and I recently have been working on a song that's in 13/8. It's fun. It's fun. It has this really big like push-pull kind of feel. And that's what I think a lot of these complex time signatures have. So 13/8, it's going to be a measure of 6/8 and then a measure of 7/8. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you might be noticing how I'm saying sev instead of saying 7. And that's because when you start to get faster and faster with these, it gets kind of hard to say 7. It's 2 syllables instead of 1. So it makes it easier for me. Might make it easier for you. Something to try. And I think that's going to be about all I've got for you guys today. Just check out some of these odd time signatures, play around with them, see what works. And hopefully I was able to help you figure out how to count these properly and be able to kind of figure out what one you might not know is, like 15/8. You can now know that's going to be 9/8 and then 6/8. Or whatever the case may be, you can really find out any time signature now. So I hope I was able to help. So I guess see you in the next one, but all right, peace.